So the number one barrier to achieving simplicity, and this is interesting, is its lack of self-awareness. That's one of the main barriers of simplicity, and it's understanding. So having the courage to eliminate all of the unnecessary things that don't add value to you, so that you actually have time to focus on the important things.
Oh yeah.
So like in our everyday lives, there's so many things going on, and it takes deliberate action to eliminate the things that don't matter.
Our vow and our philosophy. The sales wolves hustle hard, it's our policy. We create economies, goal crushing anomalies. Came in this world to dominate with no apologies. Gotta get it till the day that we cease to breathe. Sales wolves got the tools that you know you need. Real lessons, confessions of what it really means to go from nothing to something and everything between. Married to the game and we took vows, gonna get it poppin', yeah, when you hear them wolves howl. When you hear them wolves howl, yeah.
Hey there, I'm Joseph Caldwell, and this is
Tyler Harris.
and we are the Sales Wolves. All right, what do we do this for, Tyler?
2 reasons. What are they?
Because we want you to have some tactile examples of things to do in sales, right? Things to do, things not to do, thought processes, that kind of thing. And then number 2 is to show appreciation for all salespeople, because we believe every single person's in sales. If you have to interact with another human being or you have to interact with yourself on a daily basis, then you are in sales, period. And if you don't think you have to do either one of those 2 things, you are dead. I mean, right?
It's true. You're not winning. Yeah.
You're not winning.
For sure.
For sure. So anyway, our podcast today is on simplicity, right?
Episode 35.
35.
The power of simplicity.
Power
Because
of
there is
simplicity.
power in simplicity. Isn't that like a Buddhist principle?
I'm not sure. I'm
pretty sure.
This is a long time ago when I was a Buddhist.
Is it like feng shui and all that?
Is it called feng shui or
Feng shui?
feng shui?
Feng? I don't know. But
I don't
I
know.
guess it wasn't that simple. I guess it's not that simple.
Shishi. Isn't that yes, yes, or thank you, thank you?
I thought you said he, she.
Oh no.
That's a whole other topic.
I don't know. All right.
So simplicity is the ultimate form of sophistication. Think about it.
I like it.
If you can take something and you can break it down to the most simplistic root, then that is the ultimate form of sophistication. It was Albert Einstein that said, if you can't explain it simply, you don't understand it well enough.
True.
Which is difficult.
That is difficult.
Yeah. And so I think that's part of what we can talk about a little bit is the success of our business has been based off of creating a system that was simple.
Simple.
And that simple doesn't mean easy.
No.
Simple just means it's clearly defined.
Yep.
And that you're clear on what you're supposed to do, when you're supposed to do it, how you're supposed to do it. And then you insert the most important part, which is the work.
Right. So along with that, when you're developing a simple process like that in sales, if salespeople are watching, you may say, well, I have a complicated product. Well, you know what? If we looked at the molecular structure of water and of this thing right here and the what is it called? The bottle and the cap and all the design on it and all the words on it, really, it's water, right? It's water. And we were laughing about it earlier, but about as simple as it gets, if you were water, so you could make this as complex as you want, right? You can make it as complex as you want, selling this water. But Billy Madison and Waterboy, or not Billy Madison, Adam Sandler. I was mixing them up. I was thinking of that Happy Madison, the productions. But Adam Sandler in The Waterboy broke it down perfect, right? Those people are thirsty, and I want to be the one that brings it to them. Mama said, water. And so it's that easy. You keep things very, very simple, and you just have a simple process, and it allows other people to be involved and to understand that much easier. Does that make sense?
It does, and from a sales leadership standpoint, simplicity is the key to duplication, because there's a lot of things, and within our business, we've had coordinators of ours that were incredible salespeople. Mm-hmm. They could sell anything, but the way in which they would go out and do that was not simple enough to teach another to do it.
That's right.
Because they don't have those natural skills and abilities that they have. But if you have a system that's simple, you can plug anyone into it that's willing to work, and they can go out and execute. And that's how you ultimately duplicate and have success on a broader scale. So I think that's important to
and you know the acronym, the KISS acronym, right? Keep it simple, stupid. Mm-hmm. You want everybody to be able to understand. When somebody asks me what I do, I just say I'm in insurance. Mm-hmm. I keep it simple. Yeah, in insurance, life insurance. You die, and we pay your beneficiary. Mm-hmm. It's that easy, right?
So the number one barrier to achieving simplicity, and this is interesting, is its lack of self-awareness. That's one of the main barriers of simplicity, and it's understanding. So having the courage to eliminate all of the unnecessary things that don't add value to you, so that you actually have time to focus on the important things.
Oh yeah.
So like in our everyday lives, there's so many things going on. And it takes deliberate action to eliminate the things that don't matter. And to eliminate the things to where your life is simple, to where when I get up today, I have to do these things. And if I do these things, then it will propel me towards my ultimate goal that I'm going to achieve. But what we do is we insert all of these other extraneous just activities and things that don't really get you to there, but they make you feel accomplished because you did a whole lot. But it's having the awareness to realize that, okay, what I'm doing right now really isn't getting me towards where I want to go. And having the courage to eliminate those things to focus on what you're supposed to be doing. And a lot of people do that because the things that they're supposed to be doing may not be fun, may not be easy, they may be difficult, they may take time and effort that they could do something else during that. And
let's break it down. Let's break it down easy, right? So if for sales, if I'm a sales guy and I'm going out there, I'm just getting started, or I've been in the game for a little while, I have a lack of sales, things aren't going that great, it's human nature to look for the magic pill somewhere. It's human nature to look for the networking event, the chamber event, the easy, whatever your easy is, that's where you go. You go and you try to fix it with your easy. When legitimately, if you just realize if you're going to sell something, you got the phone. Yep. You send phone. You can send phone. You can make phone calls. You can walk through the door places. However you get in touch with people, you do that, and you do it tons and tons and tons and tons of time. You do not let your fingers rest, your ear rest, your mouth rest until you get in front of people and you talk about what it is you're selling, right? And you keep that simple so they understand, you understand, and they have the option to buy, right? And so when you understand that those things are that way, your goal is this financially, and you have these. I'm going to do phone calls. I'm going to do the initial meetings. I'm going to do presentations, whatever it is that you have going on in sales. But I'm going to do that at the rate of 10 times of everybody else, because everybody else is inserting all of these 2-hour lunches and 3-hour golf games and all this stuff. Now, if you've been in the game for 20 years and you've got a client list built up where all you do is play golf with them, I'm not talking to you, right? You already got what you got. Maybe your sales income is passive and you just have to go and entertain clients. Mm-hmm. That's great. Do that. I'm talking about the hungry person right now. I'm talking about what they have to do, because they may see that guy playing golf and think golf's the key. Mm-hmm. Golf's not the damn key. Right. I thought it was a key for one time. I took a CPA golfing with me one time, and after we got done, we were going to do 18 holes. After we got done with 9 holes, we were back at the clubhouse, and he put his arm around me. He said, "Son, don't ever take another client golfing." He goes, you are terrible. He goes, it will never help you in business to go golfing with somebody.
That's funny.
I was like, man, thanks for that advice. And he said, and on top of that, I'm going to buy you some lessons. I was like, no, okay.
But are you going to buy?
But are you going to buy my product?
Yeah.
But you see what I'm saying? So anyway, keep it simple.
So there's this parable about the fox and the hedgehog.
Yeah.
I had never heard it before. You had.
Yeah.
It talks about which would you rather be, the fox or the hedgehog, and that many people would automatically say the fox because the fox is kind of this cool,
Cunning
like
and crafty, and
like fast animal, whereas a hedgehog's just kind of like this little slow kind of just kind of drudges along. But the whole concept, and it's a Greek parable, the whole premise around it is that the fox knows many things, but the hedgehog knows one big thing.
Jeff answered.
What did he say?
He goes,
This is so bad.
what? With a bunch of question marks. And he said, can he not give it to a shelter or someone? Right now he's weeping. Okay, so we can catch everybody up. We were playing a practical joke, okay? Tyler's little girl, they have found out, Arden is very allergic to dander, to dogs. And they have a great dog. It's a Weimar.
It's a lab Weimar in a mix.
Yeah.
And I've had her for 4 years. And
Great dog.
great
Paid
dog.
for training. She's trained. She's a great dog. But they have to find another home for her. And one of my business partners, Jeff Mag, he loves
dogs.
Loves
Animals.
like over the top. I know there's some animal lovers out there, and you know that.
Every time I see him, he's like, "How's
Macy? How's Macy doing?" Yeah. So I sent him a message because Tyler asked him if he could take Macy if maybe that was a good home, and so he couldn't get that worked out. Thanks, Sarah, that you wouldn't take Macy. So what we did was I sent Jeff this message. This is not true. This is not happening. I do not want PETA to show up on our doorstep. Okay, I said today is a sad day. Tyler and I are taking Macy, his dog, to get euthanized today because of Arden. This is hard. What a great dog.
Probably mortified.
And Jeff answered back, what? Can he not give it to a shelter or someone? He is crying right now.
He's going to call me in any second.
Yeah, his phone's going to ring.
I'll put him on speakerphone.
Put him on speakerphone if he
We'll
calls.
just go with it. But back to the fox and the hedgehog. Yes, Steven Spielberg?
He's calling Sarah right now.
Probably. So in the back to that parable of the fox and the hedgehog. So in that parable, the fox uses a variety of strategies. Maybe try to talk to Tyler out of it. Call him. Unbelievable. So the fox tries to use like all these different strategies to try to catch the hedgehog, sneaking up on him, racing him, playing dead, all these things. But every time it's always defeated. The fox never learns that the hedgehog knows how to do one thing perfectly, and that is just to defend itself.
Defend himself.
And that's all it has to do.
It's very simple.
So hedgehogs, however, are slow and steady. And people often overlook them because they're quiet and unassuming. But unlike the fox, they are able to simplify the world and focus on one overarching vision. It's this principle that guides everything they do and helps them to succeed against all odds. So many of you have probably read the book Good to Great, Jim Collins.
That's great.
Which is a great book, but it went from
Great.
good to great. But he kind of developed that idea a little further in that book. And so he talks about how organizations are more likely to succeed if they focus on one thing and do that one thing well. By doing so, they can beat their competitors and become truly great businesses.
That's incredible.
That is exactly what you guys have done with within our business is. And this is advice we give often to people, and it's that, trying to be all things to all people, having this just extensive product line mix, and having all these different solutions. If you can just get one solution, one product, and just become the very best person at that one product and become the expert in that field, then that's how you open up doors and become synonymous with that that whole industry. They're like, oh, you know about widgets? Oh, you need to talk to Joseph because
he's the widget master.
That's all he does.
Yeah, that's all he does.
Which is powerful.
You need a slipperoni of the lumpuckaroo, dude. You have got to call Tyler. He knows everything about that.
Everything.
He's the master.
He can't say it, but he knows everything.
Can't say it, but he knows all about it. But something you said about the hedgehog, and I want to wrap up with this.
Yeah.
If Jeff's not going to get easy calling.
Not yet.
So I want to wrap up with this. Was he said the hedgehog was slow and steady. I know this is a fast-paced world, but you said something, and I have never forgotten it. People overestimate what they can do in a month, and they underestimate what they can do in a year.
Yeah.
Right? People all the time are like, I'm going to go out. And like they said on, I can't remember what funny movie it was. It was Chris Farley's like, I'm going to go out. I'm going to grab the world by the tail. I'm going to pull it down and put it in my pocket. People think they're going to do that in a week or 2 weeks or a month or 6 months. And let me tell you, it is not the case. Just pounding and keep going and keep going and keep the vision out there and keep going. Become an expert in that one thing. That is our advice. It's simple.
It's perfect timing that you said that, because we just went into Q4. So it's the fourth quarter, and this is sometimes where people have that realization like, oh, crap.
Yeah.
Because they underestimated what they could do over the course of the year, but now they're about to overestimate what they can do in a matter of 3 months so that they can salvage that year, and it's just not going to happen.
It's not happening.
So when you talk about slow and steady, it doesn't necessarily have to be that you're moving slow.
Right.
It's just that you are steady and solely focused on the task at hand. Because I had a quote from Jack Welch where he said, if you're not simple, you can't be fast. And if you're not fast, you're dead. So the slow part of that isn't necessarily what's important. It's the steady part. And that over the course of a year, if you stay on that simplified process, you can accomplish incredible things. But you're right, people do. They overestimate. It can take that anyway. I mean, with like diets and weight loss.
Oh yeah.
In business, it's just like people, they don't what is it? The slight edge, where you talk about showing up consistently over a long period of time.
Yep.
That type of thing. That compound effect over time is what most people, they never truly are able to even utilize it.
Yep.
Because they don't go long enough. Like someone will try something for 3 months and it didn't work, try something else.
Yep.
Try it for 3 months, it didn't work, did it not work, or did you just try it for 3 months and never really got in and never really
You didn't become an
mastered
expert at it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so
sense.
simplicity, like we harp on this to people within our business, is that if the system is simple, then do not try to change it. Do not try to recreate it. Just work it, and ultimately that is the key to success. So our encouragement coming out of this, kind of our homework, if you will, take a look at your processes. Take a look at what you do on a daily basis, and your sales cycle. What that
Even
looks like
home
for you.
life.
Yeah,
Simplify it.
simplify it, and have the courage to eliminate the things that aren't pushing you towards where ultimately you want to go. Because it does take courage to do that, because it's not easy. There's a lot of things that you're doing. There's a lot of, just if you look at a cluttered desk, it usually is the prerequisite of a cluttered mind.
That's right.
And ultimately a cluttered life. And so just little things like that is just simplifying, cleaning up things to make it to where you can solely focus and go all in on the things that actually matter.
That's right. I love it.
So with
I
that, guys,
appreciate it.
that is a simple episode, episode 35 on the power of simplicity. And again, I'm Tyler Harris.
I'm Joseph Caldwell. Did Jeff call us back?
It's not, so my dog is still alive.
Yeah.
And we will see you next week on the Sales Wolves podcast, and we are the Sales Wolves. Ow!